Dude, you want to know something that I fucking hate personally? And this is something that, when I say this, I already know by saying similar things to people in my life in the past, how people are going to react to something like this. But it's like, what I hate people who are like, I guess it goes to a bigger point, but like the impetus to me saying, I hate people who are like obsessed over one thing, like, oh, we're going to get a house. I'm so excited to get a house. And it's like their whole personality becomes like, oh, we're planning for the house. Or even somebody like we're planning for a wedding. But right now, yeah, it's the house. It's like all you want to do is find a stupid fucking small house to put to buy some furniture, to fucking probably take another mortgage out on some furniture. You're gonna buy a fucking $450,000 house that you can't afford, and that you're probably gonna lose in the divorce 3 years later, and that your dog's probably gonna get fucking killed by a coyote in the front lawn. That's a joke. I'm sorry, that was too far about the dog. But it's just like the people who and this is just my opinion, and this is something that's wrong with, and don't get me wrong, this is something that's wrong with me. I am the one with the problem, because this shouldn't bother me. I shouldn't have any emotion about it. I should see that and just move on with my day. But to me, it elicits an annoyance. And maybe it's because I don't have a house and I don't have a partner who wants to get a house with me. But it's like and that could be it. I recognize that might be a part of it, but I think it's bigger than that. I think it's the fact that people think that people are so obsessed with their own life to an extent where they think people are going to be interested in you and your stupid little plan to get a fucking stupid little house and decorate it with stupid little fucking wall hangings that nobody wants to see. And all of this shit that's just like, you're so obsessed with your little fucking plan. Nobody fucking cares. I would never go around and tell people. I would never go around and share my fucking plans publicly for whatever it is. It's like, oh, I'm going to travel. I'm going to travel to Europe next year. I can't wait for my fucking trip. I'm going to post about it every fucking day. No, I'm not going to fucking do that, because I know that nobody fucking cares. Nobody's interested in your life. Nobody's interested in the minutia of your life, especially the other part of it that bothers me is that, like, I see there's another person getting dragged along. There's just a silent prisoner being dragged along. That's the husband. There's a silent prisoner being dragged along on this borderline insane person's mission to buy a house, which is probably some fulfillment of some dream that comes out of like a need for security or some expectation of life in America that you should have this, or like something that your parents wanted you to do, or something that you dreamed of as a little kid. And now this guy who's probably fucking financing the whole thing, or maybe he's a deadbeat, I don't know, maybe she's fucking buying it. Who fucking cares? But he just has to shut his mouth and pretend that he gives a fuck. Maybe that's the part that bothers me the most, is that this woman's having this experience, and that's fine. She can do that. But then there's this fucking prisoner that's involved. And you can see on his face, the worst part is that he pretends to be happy. I know you're not happy, buddy. I know you're not fucking enjoying that, because a man should be out in the world fucking making it and living or dying on the day. We have to put our stake in the ground and take a fucking risk. And if the day doesn't go how it should, we fucking go to the grave knowing we gave it our all. We don't fucking sit there in the fucking front yard of our shit fucking suburban house for 50 years. Is that what we do? And so when I see people getting dragged into that, it's not your life. You're living someone else's life. You're living her dream. You're living her dream. And it's like, man, I get anxiety for that guy. And maybe it's like a piece of me. I know if I fucking signed a mortgage I was fucking now tied to this fucking house for the next fucking 60 years of my life, I would freak out. I don't want to be in a place for more than a week. I don't want to sign a year lease. Signing a year lease on an apartment fucking freaks me out. I do not want to do that. I never want to do that. And I'm probably the weirdo, but my fucking fear, one of my fears in life, man, honestly don't fear dying. I don't fear leaving this planet, but I do fear being stuck somewhere in this lifetime. I don't want to be somewhere you can't get out. And when I see this guy getting in that situation, it's like, but dude, run as far as you can. She doesn't care about you. She just wants the house. She wants the house and the husband, and she wants the front yard, and she doesn't care which one it is. She doesn't care which husband it is. She doesn't care what house, really. She doesn't care what front yard. She just wants one. And she needs one. And she's going to do whatever she can to get it. And it doesn't include you, man. It doesn't include you. You're just along for the ride. And if you're that fucking dumb of a fucking guy to go along with that and you get sucked into that shit, you're an idiot. Why would someone choose to do that? Why do people choose to do that? Why do you choose to just go along with someone else's dream? How stupid could you be? People don't respect when you do that. People don't respect when you just do what someone else wants to do. She's going to fucking leave you. Dude, if a woman asks you, hey, I want to get a house, and you're like, I don't want to do that. And she's like, no, I want to do it though. And then you get, if you give in, she's going to go fuck the cowboy. She's going to fuck the guy who comes into town every fucking twice a year and leaves because that's the guy she wants. She doesn't want. If you become too easy, man, I see these men out there. It's like, dude, you can't give up your autonomy in life. Why are you standing there with a fucking box with a fucking stupid smile plastered on your face like you actually enjoy coming up to this front door and opening it and seeing the next fucking 40 years of your life flash before your eyes because you can't get out of this place. You're in a prison. And she's sitting there in the next room smiling and drinking a glass of wine and fucking talking to herself, pretending it's talking to you. It's just to her. And you have to sit there and fucking sit on that couch and stare at that wall and drink that fucking lukewarm beer, pretending that you're celebrating, but you're actually commiserating the death of your freedom. You're commiserating the death of your eternity. Your manhood just died and you buried it in the front yard along with that fucking dog that you guys bought when you were in the first apartment you got together 6 years ago. And you weren't happy then, and you're not happy now, and you wonder how you got here. And you're never going to have the answer, but the answer is that you are too much of a pussy to make choices that are not going to put you in a shitty situation in your life. And I fucking hate seeing that, man, because no guy wants to be in that situation. I promise you. It's not a man's choice to get men don't love security like that. We don't want a house like that. It doesn't mean too much to us. We can wait. We're going to wake up tomorrow and go fucking make it. I can wake up any day of the fucking week and go survive. I'd rather be I'd rather have to fight for a living every day than be bored in a house like that. That shit kills you. They want that. Women want that because they need it they need the security. But they also have to trap a man. They have to trap a man in it with them. You're getting trapped. We're not supposed to be in that fucking situation as men. That's not for us. That's for them. They want that. We get trapped into that. And if you disagree with me, I don't think you really know yourself, or you don't know, or maybe I'm the crazy one, but I'm not, because I know this is true. We don't want that. You're not happy. You don't want, like, people are lying to themselves, man. People live a fabrication. People live a life that is a fucking farce. It's a falsity. It's a nothing. It's fugazi. It's a fugazi, whatever, all that shit, man. It ain't real. You think you want something, you don't. You got tricked. Society tricked you. The culture tricked you. Everybody said you had to have this, you had to have that, you had to do this, you had to get that girl, you had to get that house, you had to put down on that mortgage, you had to have this kid, you had to stay in that job, you had to get that car that you didn't want, you had to drive to work every day 45 minutes one fucking way in traffic, and then on every fucking minute of every fucking day you want to blow your fucking brain out, but it's your fucking fault because you made the choices that put you in that situation. Run as far as you fucking can while you still have time. That woman still is going to want you more than ever because you made the choices that you wanted to make in your life. If you go along with her shit, she will not respect you. I promise you. It might take 5 years. It might take 10 years. Your ass is going to get fucking replaced by someone who actually decided to make the choices that were best for them in their life, and it worked out for them, because we get rewarded by the world for being honest. You can't lie to yourself. And if you're telling yourself that you also can't lie to yourself, and you can't buy the lie of the culture, because that's by fucking proxy lying to yourself as well. If you're taking on some sort of narrative about the way the world works that isn't true for you, and then placing that and putting that forward, this is me, this is what I like in the world, right? Am I a good boy? Did I do a good job? No, you didn't, because you're not fucking honest, and you don't know who you are, and you're gonna pay a price. And I guess some people are just meant to go through life like that. Dude, you go walk around a nursing home, you're going to see the guys who did that. They got a look on their face like, and it's just plastered on their face, because that look is fucking 70 years of not being honest to themselves and making decisions that they didn't want to do. Think about it. People used to get married at like 16 years old. And then they would live till they were 85, and they didn't do anything they ever wanted to do, because they just went along with A, what society fucking said, and two, and B, what that fucking woman said, maybe what their family said on fucking top of that. So you got these those influences, man, is culture. And that it's the family, and then it's at a bigger scale, but it's the same thing. It's the culture. These things want you to fucking get something. People want you to be in control. People want you to be controllable. People want you to be in the system. People want you to be beholden to something. The banks want you to have a mortgage because you're easy to control. The population is easy to control if they're leveraged. That's what we are in America today. We're all fucking leveraged, man. You can't even get a car without getting leveraged. That's what I'm saying. I can't even get an apartment without getting leveraged for a year. I don't want to be leveraged for a year. Because I don't want to I'd rather wake up every day and not know if I'm going to make it to the nightfall. Because then I feel alive, man. Then I feel like I'm actually alive on the planet. I hate security. I hate safety. I hate boredom. I hate knowing what I'm going to be doing, because I don't want to fucking know, because then I feel trapped. And I guess at some point I'm going to have to give up some of that freedom. You got to sacrifice some of that freedom for something. But I don't want to do it, man. I don't think a lot of other people are ready to do it when they do it either. I don't know. I just see a lot of men that are walking through life with that face. It's like, what'd you do, man? Why'd you do it? Why'd you make that choice? Because you weren't being honest to yourself, and you didn't chase your dream. And that girl wasn't right for you. And you don't need to listen to your parents always. And the culture isn't your friend. The banks aren't your friend. And your lending officer isn't your friend. They don't care. Your realtor just wants you to fucking pay them a fucking percentage. Hey, everybody gets to live their life on this planet, and this turnaround and this reality. You get to do whatever the fuck you want. That's the beauty of it. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anyone. You get to wake up and make your own decisions. So my voice is just for me, and everyone else can. If I'm crazy, then I'm crazy. I know I'm not.